Zermatt, a beautiful village in Switzerland. In this video, we'll give you some tips around the things to do here, ticket and budgeting tips, transportation tips. We will talk about the weather. We will also give you some tips around drone usage. So if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, then please do so because it makes a massive difference to us. Starting off with the location, Zermatt is in southern Switzerland's Valais canton. I hope I pronounced that right. And it is a mountain car-free resort renowned for skiing, climbing and hiking. And this town actually sits at an elevation of around 1,600 meters right below the very iconic pyramid-shaped Matterhorn peak, which we will show you more just in a little bit. It is a beautiful, beautiful village and it is very, very famous and popular. Starting off with the transportation, we got the train to Matterhorn, and most likely you'll be getting the train as well because it is a car-free village. We had the Swiss travel pass, so our journey was free, and we highly recommend you to watch our other video on the Swiss travel pass and the benefits of it. So we will put a link down below as well. The train journey was beautiful and we got off at Zermatt train station after having just one changeover, and it was just stunning. Straight away we were in love with this village, in love with the train as well. And outside you will find many taxis, but these are not just any other taxis. They were very unique and very efficient taxis, but we decided to walk to our hotel because Zermatt is quite small. Actually, you can walk to most places. We stayed at Gagrat Hotel, but there are many hotels in Zermatt. You can go with the one that suits your budget. We were looking for the cheapest hotel, and during that time this was the cheapest one, still priced at £250 per night, which is extortionate, but we just wanted to visit Zermatt, so we paid the money for the standard room, £250. But this is one of their premier rooms where you get the view of the Matterhorn mountain from the living room, from the bedroom, and massive balconies that give you that view as well. But these go way over £1,000 per night. On, let's talk about one thing you can do for free in Zermatt, and that is walking. So I know this is probably something you're already aware of, but we still wanted to highlight it. Please do walk around Zermatt. It's a free thing to do. Go to the Matterhorn Museum even, which is free with the Swiss travel pass, and just walk around, look at the many different restaurants, look at the many different boutique shops, look at the village and get that feel. Go to the historic side where you'll see some houses that date back to many years ago, and also just get a feeling of the local community. And you don't have to spend a penny, you don't have to spend anything to do this. What we did and what we recommend as well is that walk towards the Matterhorn mountain. So we were very lucky to visit Zermatt on a clear day, and what we just did is we walked towards the Matterhorn mountain. We didn't put anything into our maps, and we just wanted to see where it would take us. So we spent pretty much half a day walking around the village, walking towards the Matterhorn, and while we did this we stumbled upon many cute spots, many spots to take pictures, many spots to just sit down, even read a book. There were some parks that you could do some fun activities while we did this walk. There were some other adventure places as well, and we just could not stop looking at the Matterhorn. Wherever we went, it was right in front of us. There was even a outdoor gym, and I believe that was free to use. There wasn't any ticketing system, so if that's something you're looking for, there is a free gym there, but it looked very busy and very competitive. When we saw it, there were some nice spots by the river and just looking at the Matterhorn. So that is something that we recommend. If you've got time on your hand and you're looking for a free thing to do, then we just recommend walking around and getting a feel of this beautiful village, which can be very expensive, and pretty much anything you do here, from food to attractions, is going to cost a lot of money. So why not just spend some time and get to know the village, and also just do some walking, burn some calories as well, and just get a feel of the village overall. Of course, you can choose to visit one of the many restaurants that they've got there. We chose to go to McDonald's, and we chose to visit a different restaurant on the next day, which we'll show you in a bit. And we just walked around. But if you are not that tight on budget and you've got money to spend, then you will be spoiled with choices here. You also saw the train, which is a Gornergrat, which we'll show you just in a bit, right up close. So after we did the walk up to the park next to the Matterhorn mountain, or right in front of the Matterhorn mountain, we then did our walk back, but in the opposite direction. So we did it uphill. We just walked a few stairs, and then we walked back to the village center or city center, which is also where the train station is and all the shops and restaurants are, and just about a 5-minute walk from our hotel as well. So on the very next day, we woke up super early, had our breakfast, and we made our way to the Gornergrat train station. We bought our tickets the day before, something we also suggest, and they normally give tickets on the train that you get to Zermatt as well. If you have a Swiss travel pass, you will save money on this ticket. I know it's very expensive, but it is one of the very top things we recommend for you to do in Zermatt. So we did it, and we had an absolutely amazing day, one of our favorite days in Switzerland overall. So this ticket allows you to go up all these spots. You can get off, get on these trains, and also go right to the top of the Matterhorn Hotel, the Gornergrat Hotel, the 3000, but you can also get up close to one of the many lakes it has there. Trains are very frequent. I believe there were 2 running every hour. Plenty of time for you to get off, get a feel of one of the spots, and get back on. We got the second earliest train, and we also recommend that you get an earlier train just to avoid crowds. It can get really busy in the afternoon because a lot of people are traveling to Zermatt and not staying over. That means if you get an earlier train, then you have some of the spots just all to yourself, which is great for pictures, for videos, and just to have the place to yourself really. So we got off at Riffelab, and I know I have not pronounced that right, so apologies. And that's where you'll find many different lakes. I believe there are 3 lakes, and you can actually see the reflection of the Matterhorn on a clear day like the one we had here. As you can see, even though we went super early, it was still very busy. So just recommend going early, because later on it gets even more busier than this. We were very lucky to have the reflection of the Matterhorn showing on one of the lakes. That was just a stunning view that we cannot forget. What we wanted to ask you was, have you been to the Gornergrat? Have you been up there, and have you been unlucky and not had the view, or has Matterhorn been covered, and how did you find it? Did you still have fun? How was it, and how did you make the most of the day? Yes, so we would just love to hear from you, so leave a comment down below if that was the case. Spending about an hour and a half next to the lake, we then decided to move towards the glaciers, which are on the opposite side of the Matterhorn. And here you get a view of 7 different glaciers. 2 were absolutely massive and so long, and it was my first time actually seeing glaciers so close, and it was just a view that I cannot forget. It was just so stunning. You can even see the glaciers melting down the bottom, which is of course not so great, but view wise it was just a stunning view, something that I've not seen before. So even if it is just for the glaciers, I definitely highly recommend that you get the ticket to Gornergrat and make your way up here, because the views from here were just breathtaking, ones that I will never ever forget, and actually makes me want to even go back and actually have this view again, especially if you're there on a sunny day. You can even see the clouds going over the glaciers. It's just a breathtaking view. So after spending some time there and having some fun next to the glaciers and also next to the lakes, we then finally, after a couple of hours, decided to make our way up. So this was the train going down, and make sure you get the right train, because one goes down and one goes up, but there are normally people there to support you with that. So we didn't want it to take the wrong train, but there you can see how busy it was, and these were people actually coming from the top. So again, just another reminder, try to go early. But the train journey up was really nice. Unfortunately, the weather started to get a little bit bad around this time, and you could see that the Matterhorn was actually fully covered by clouds in that previous clip. Usually you would be able to see it. The last actually stop on this Gornergrat train is all the way up to the top, where you'll find the Gornergrat Hotel. I believe it's also called the 3000 Column Hotel. That is what is called online. You can actually stay there. It's about £500 per night to stay at this hotel, but you can also go there with your ticket and just have a look around. You can also visit the restaurant which is up there, and here you'll find lots of cute birds. You can actually feed the birds. Well, I don't actually know if that's allowed, but people were feeding the birds there. Just make sure, of course, make sure that you feed them the correct thing if you are going to do that. But yes, so here you'll find again closer view to the glacier, the closest you're really going to get, and you'll find a viewing platform here. You will find a restaurant, as I said before, for food, and then you can also do this kind of zigzag walk which will take you right to the top. Again, just another place where you can get some pictures, but mostly we spent our time here looking at these beautiful birds which we've only found at Jungfrau and here, and then we did the zigzag walk where we were able to then see the lake which was behind the hotel, and we spent our time just sitting on this viewing platform, which is also a place where someone came up to us and actually told us not to use a drone, which I'll talk about just in a little bit. And then after this you can actually go to the exhibition, which is also the interactive room, and here there's some just really nice VR stuff. There's some 3D screens as well. You've got some goggles there. It's basically a museum but an interactive one, so it was really nice. We got to see a little bit of a show. We then got to see some history and read some history. There were some TV screens talking about the history of the people, the first people that actually went up the Matterhorn mountain. Some really nice information around the safety and the help and the support that's available there in case anything was to go wrong when you're climbing up the Matterhorn, in case that's something you're interested in doing. But we just had a really nice time. We spent about half an hour there, and it was getting late, so it was coming to the evening, and we really had one more stop we wanted to go, and that was actually going and finding some sheep. So the lady at the office there was very kind enough to actually find where the sheep were on which stop, because they have tags on. So if that's something you're interested in doing, just make sure you ask one of the helpers, the workers there. So we asked the lady who was in the office next to the exhibition, and then she just googled or looked on her system and she could find where exactly all the sheep were and told us which stop to get off. So that's what we did. So as I said before, you can get off and get on. So if you feel like you've missed a spot going on the way up, you can actually come back down and get off as well. Your ticket still works. So we found it. We found the sheep. We walked for about 15-20 minutes, and we finally found the sheep, and there were so many, and it was just really nice. I don't think a lot of people knew about it because it was a little bit out of the way, and we had to do a bit of hiking to find it. I guess not many people knew, and maybe they gave up halfway, but you could see here there was only 2 other people there, and it was just us, and we just kind of had a nice time looking at the sheep. But unfortunately the weather here started to get really bad, and it actually started to rain a little bit as well, and I was absolutely terrified because the clouds did not look nice. So we spent about an hour here just having some fun with the sheep. But of course, if you go on a sunny day or in better weather, or if you don't care about the clouds, then you could spend as long as you want there. Just make sure you get the last train back down. The timings, you can find them on the leaflets that you'll get once you buy your tickets. around, we saw these really cute little chirodines. I believe that's what they're called, but correct me if that's not right. Leave it in the comments down below if you have a different name for them. But there's lots of clearly different animals on this spot. So this was the second stop when you're going up on the Gornergrat, and yes, so we just had a lovely time on this day trip. You can see here the Matterhorn was completely covered, and on the opposite side of the Matterhorn there was a clear blue sky. So that really doesn't make sense, but anyhow, we had a lovely time. And then we went back down to city center and we went to a restaurant which I showed you earlier in the clip. It was a doner kebab restaurant. We got a wrap, we got some chips, and we just sat down and relaxed because we had a really busy day, and it actually started to really pour it down in the evening. So we sat it out because when it rains in Zermatt it really pours. There was even lots of thunder that entire night, but it was an experience in itself, and Zermatt still looked beautiful. The next day we then got back on the train and we made our way back to central Switzerland. Talking about the tickets, as I've mentioned several times during this video, please do look into the Swiss Travel Pass. It saved us a lot of money. All transport is free with the Swiss Travel Pass apart from the Gornergrat, and we have made a YouTube video on it, and I will put the link down below, so do have a look at our YouTube video on the Swiss Travel Pass because it does save you money, and you can even see Zermatt Museum for free with it. Talking about the drone, so we do use a drone everywhere we go unless it's banned. We did use it in Switzerland, and I believe my husband does a theory test which is about £10 a year. I did nearly lose my drone on this spot, so just make sure you be careful with it. Yes, that's all I would say, but you can use it. If you did enjoy watching this video, make sure you do subscribe to our channel and like the video. It really helps us out a lot, and make sure to also ask any questions you have down below in the comment section. I do try to be as responsive as I can, and follow us on Instagram because that's where we really post more regular stories and also information. And we hope to see you in the next video. Take care.